It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
They begin the drive with Williams. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Patriots are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Tannehill. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Looking to throw on second down. Mayfield.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50.
This defense for the Pats, much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line.
Let's go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Off play action, Tannehill. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams.
To the 43, second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw here pulled in by Beasley.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Tannehill on third down.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's the former Patriot Kyle Van Noy with it.
And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Baker Mayfield, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Take it in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Up the middle, it's Williams.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Play action, it's Tannehill. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Got a man, Slayton.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Mayfield off the play fake. On the slant, complete to Hopkins.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Anthony Harris. And the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football. Well,
and now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick.
And the Patriots are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Tannehill on first down.
This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 25 yards that time.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd down and goal. Tannehill. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that. That maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were.
And now here's another interception. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one,
thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Jordan Brooks with it. And the Pats will take over here just shy of the 30. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit.
And my goodness, another interception. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back in the back 7, phenomenal.
On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins.
Touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins with career touchdown number 70.
And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A handoff, running left, Mixon. Oh, he sheds himself free. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it is 28-0. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
Take it in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now it's Tannehill. And now here is another interception. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second half blowout material.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed out hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Mayfield. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Flush to his right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A 2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action from Foxborough.
First throw now for the backup Tua Tagovailoa.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted.
Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick 6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rocky Sin.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps, to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Well, familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup...
And oh, it's blocked. And the Patriots have it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. Before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, there's really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spent a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
Yeah, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They'll roll him out right.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Rocky Sin. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Here we go. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. They're calling a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. From midfield, here's Tua. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Rocky Sin. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. An option handoff here to Mixon. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And he is going to lose yardage here. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. It's the former Patriot Kyle Van Noy with it. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Got to be feeling confident they're going to get off the schneid. An old coach told me he calls this a relief win. 0-3 would have been bad. You get to 1-2, you feel a lot better, don't you?
That is so true, and you feel better about yourself. You think to yourself, okay, we're still in the playoff hunt. We're not out of it at 0-3. But the other part, too, it leads to doubt about your system, leads to doubt about your coaches. They don't have to worry about that now. They can move forward.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter and a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tua. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Rocky Sin.
And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Mayfield looks to throw. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. One final try for Tagovailoa, eluding the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Anthony Harris.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for Baltimore, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for New England, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.